It's a beautiful day for baseball, beautiful humans. Hi, this is your life coach, Glenn Klein. We talk a little baseball today, and specifically all the memories that are produced by this shirt as we continue to tell the story of a t-shirt quilt, the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. It's why I've got my baseball shirt on, my National Israeli baseball team. It's why I have my Tampa Bay Rays hat on purpose, with a purpose, deliberately. I love baseball. I always say baseball is my favorite game because it's a game, and hockey, represented here by the Lightning, and we'll talk about more hockey here with the Chicago Cougars and the Chicago Blackhawks later. Hockey's my favorite sport. So hockey's the greatest sport on the planet. Baseball is the greatest game on the planet. I love baseball. 162 games. It's a grind, just like life. I often use the phrase, that's baseball. And so have my family and my friends and my clients and my audience, that's baseball. And I always follow it up if I say it to somebody who doesn't get it, that's baseball, that's life. There's so much about baseball and the history of baseball. Baseball started during the Civil War. Baseball was hugely influential in the Civil Rights Movement with Jackie Robinson. We're recording this on Jackie Robinson Day. Major League Baseball, all the players wear his number 42. 42 is retired throughout the entire game. You can't wear 42 anymore. That's pretty impactful. Jerseys are impactful. Numbers are impactful. All these things represent something. So too the Devil Rays. We were so excited. We moved here in 95. In 1998, baseball finally came to Tampa Bay, and they named the team the Devil Rays. Now, you got to understand, I had been in fundamentalist religion. I was a Messianic Jewish rabbi. I did have a religious or a spiritual experience, better said, at 25 as a Jewish kid growing up. It's all in my book called The Book for Men, but we'll talk about that at another time. But it's masculinity in the age of wokeism. But in any case, I did have an experience with Christ when I was 25. I got sucked into the cult of religion, and I was out of it by the time the Devil Rays started. But I knew the Christian or the Messianic Jewish mindset of the devil. They might as well have been called the Nazi Rays. And so there was a huge, we're in the Bible Belt here in Florida. There's a huge Christian constituency, whether it be Catholicism or Protestantism or any ism, independent, whatever. There's a lot of Christians here. And they don't want their team named the devil. In fact, the baseball team that my oldest son, Joe, coaches Amanda, his girlfriend's son, Jake, I call him JT, they're called the Stingrays because back in the day, they wouldn't call them the Devil Rays. They either called them the Manta Rays or the Stingrays. And I'm all about branding. Branding is incredibly important. First of all, self-branding, what you tell yourself, self-talk. And I knew this was an outrageously bad decision. The guy who owned the team at the time was a guy named Vince Namoli, who was a Roman Catholic. And for some reason, Catholics, generally speaking, had no problem naming their team the Devil. So you have the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, you have the Duke Blue Devils, and there's other examples as well. So I got on my high horse and contacted the Devil Rays and said, you guys made a big mistake. They do a survey. It was a big uproar. They do a survey. Do you want the Devil Rays, which they had just announced, or the Manta Rays? And it was pretty much 50-50, which pretty much demonstrates or typifies the demographic here in the Tampa Bay region. But you would think 50% of people have a problem with the name we just announced. Maybe we should go with Manta Rays. There is no such thing as a devil, by the way, a Devil Ray either. But it's got the little horns on the Manta Rays. So anyway, they stay with the Devil Rays, and we go to the first game ever, the inaugural game. And it was 40,000 people at Tropicana Field. Ted Williams was there, all the hoopla and the majesty of starting a baseball tradition. It was beautiful. And then before Wilson Alvarez pitched the first pitch for the Devil Rays at the time, there was a kind of a nervous hush in the crowd. And I had Joseph, Jacob, and Judah with me, my three sons who were old enough to appreciate it at the time. And I said, watch this, boys. And I stood up and I started clapping and cheering. They stood up and started clapping and cheering. And before the first pitch ever, Tropicana Field was going absolutely apeshit, crazy. And we started, I have 4 witnesses with me, that we started the first standing ovation in Tampa Bay Devil Rays history. Much more on the Rays later on, but make memories with your kids. And collect memorabilia. Check out my blog at klein.coach on trinkets. The importance of making memories, good memories, that as you get older, the most stable, well-adjusted adults are the ones with the best childhood memories. Make good memories on purpose, deliberately, with your kids. We'll talk about an experience that I had as a child with the Chicago Cougars of the World Hockey Association. This represents a lot more, as of course this does as well, as all these things do, than just that t-shirt. We'll continue on the next episode of the story of a t-shirt quilt.